Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host 𝙒𝙖𝙩𝙤. With me is Kavindra Rishi, or better known as perhaps Jeffrey Armstrong. Although I would think that you would want to be known as Kavindra Rishi.
Well, I'd like to be known as both, since I crossed the bridge from one culture to another.
Yeah, absolutely. So our viewers are seeing you for the first time, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about your journey thus far. I mean, what prompted you to, look at Sanatana Dharma? What is it that, excites you about it?
The most exciting part of my introduction to the Sanatana Dharma culture was that it actually addressed the questions that were not addressed anywhere else. This lifetime I started out at a young age quite inquisitive. And eventually it became serious questions that none of the religions, none of the teachings, none of the philosophers had answered. And a part of me knew, and a part of me, that part of me, got ultimate satisfaction when I met gurus and acharyas.
Wonderful. Viewers, you can see many of his videos in Chitti Media, and I have been following them very closely. Wonderful perspective that you're offering, because we have Sanatanis who don't know it yet. And that's what we're trying to unlock, that key, saying that, listen, if you're having maybe these questions, perhaps here lie the answers.
Well, if we think of the Vedic culture as in recovery from the hundreds of years of colonization,
yes,
that pounded upon it and tried to break it. So this is the recovery state. So we should be very careful and respectful and gentle with the many practitioners. They're waking up from a deep sleep. And I'm just trying to assist in some way.
Yes, indeed. And viewers, in case you're wondering where we are having this conversation, we're having this conversation at the Caste in Fremont, and he is one of our special invitees. Are you on the first panel now?
I believe so.
You're up on the first panel. Second panel. So we have a few minutes more. Caste discrimination. This is something that is right now, what do I say, it's actually uniting Hindus, it's also dividing Hindus. And many are unable to see their way clear through this. You've looked at it from a different perspective. Or coming
Could be anything except able.
Do you think people in the United States, you're from Canada, right?
Originally the U.S.
Oh, originally the
Detroit,
US.
Michigan.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, I've come here, I've lived half my life here. I've never come across anything of this nature. US is always the place where there's meritocracy, there's respect for meritocracy. That's all I have seen. What has been your experience?
Hindu is as Hindu does. If somebody tells you what their father did, you'd say, great, but what do you do?
Right.
So a caste system meaning I get credit for what my father did, sorry, that doesn't work in the real world.
Right.
So caste is a Portuguese word that was imposed during colonization. It's not a Vedic notion.
Yes.
But eventually the answer is I became a jyotishi, along with becoming a Vedanta.
Wow.
And I was fully trained as a jyotishi by an acharya from India, and I've been practicing that since 1973. So that is the key to the question of caste. When I look at a chart, I don't see parents only. I see all the karma you brought in with you. That's what the Vedic culture looks at. First, you as an Atma, namaste. Secondly, show me your Rasi chakra, and we'll look at your karma that you brought in with you this time. That's the correct classification system.
So, do you only look at Rachi Chakra, or there are other attributes also in an astrological chart? How deep do you go?
Well, there's 𝙒𝙗𝙖𝙩𝙤𝙦.
Yes.
There's many different things. But that depends on the situation and what serves their best interest.
Right.
Because the practitioners of those sciences are supposed to be helping everyone in their long-term evolution as Atmas.
You've touched upon something that used to be the norm. Like the village had a priest, sometimes the family had a priest, and the priest would, partake in everything good that happened in the family, anyone left for the 10 million old. He took care of all those guys. Not only that, he was also the jyotishi. He would say that this is what's going to work for you. If you want to do this ceremony, this is the time. Right now, this ecosystem is really in danger of getting completely dismantled, especially in some southern parts of India. How does one rejuvenate this? Because they are getting disheartened. That's the only word I could use to say that. Of course. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Well, the platform on which this rests is the one lifetime religions: Judaism, Islam, Christianity, and modern science. They're all religions. And they're all one lifetime. This is the problem. So first, we have to show the illogical, useless nature of a one lifetime worldview. It doesn't even conform to our desire not to die. Who doesn't want to die?
Right.
Not just a soul that goes to heaven. An Atma who is of a different nature. And when we start there, then tracking that Atma from life to life through jyotish and other forms of knowing becomes logical. So you might say two words in Sanskrit: Duratma, Maha.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Jivatma and Paramatma, another word.
Duratma, small-minded. Dur-yodana.
Yes.
Or Jiva Atma, who's Maha Atma.
Yes.
That trait.
Very profound. Now, often the Abrahamic religion practitioners tend to equate soul with Atma. Now, you and I know it's different. To you, how do they differ?
Well, first I'm a linguist, so Sol, S-O-L, is from solar.
Sun.
It means a piece of the sun. But the sun's going to burn out, isn't it?
Eventually. Right.
So the soul will do. If you call yourself a soul, you're still thinking temporary. You still don't really understand Brahman. That's the secret. Atma comes from Brahman, is of a Brahman nature. But that differentiation, that new word, gives us a many lifetime worldview that is beyond even many lifetimes. This is the Vedic world.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Kavindra Shastri. So sorry about that. Kavindra Rishi. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, or Kavindra Rishi. I'm trying to do the Sandhi of Kavindra. So Kavindra, that's not Sanskrit. I'm used to clubbing them together. So
Yes, of course.
I'm not in any way mangling your name, Kavindra Rishi. Indra of Kavis. Hey, there you go. God of Kavis. God of
I
poets.
do write a lot of poetry.
Wonderful, wonderful. So viewers, we're going to have more conversations with Jeffrey as and when he finds time, because he's part of this conference. I don't want to hold him here. And if you have a moment to steal, I'd like you to come back, and I want to continue this conversation, because I need to ask some tough questions with you. Right now, I'm thinking that I'm not prepared enough to ask all the good questions. So please stay tuned, and we'll be back with more such conversations. Namaskar.